In this video we will talk about the new features of the terrain mixer that are related to texturing, and also we'll talk about the new tool inside the terrain mixer that is called Terramel Lite. But if you want to use more advanced tools such as Mask Mixer or Terramel Node, check the links below. Now let's move on to the new features of the free version of terrain mixer. I'll try to be as fast as possible. I hope you'll be able to understand everything that I'm saying, so let's go. Now, first of all, let me show you how I can install this new version. I can go here to the edit preferences and then get extensions, and here I would type terrain mixer. As you can see, I already have it installed, but what I want to show you is what to do when you have an earlier version already installed. So what you would do is go here and press uninstall. Don't go right away here searching for terrain mixer. Before you do that, go to the directory where Blender saves add-on files, the extension files, after the installation. On my computer this would be here. I will delete this before installing the new version. I'll try to fix this for future releases, but right now I just have to figure out how to do it. So I will select this and just delete it. Now I can go back to Blender and press install. The terrain mixer will install now, and here it is. If I press N, you will see it here. Before I do anything with terrain mixer, I will turn off this. I will press T to remove tools panel. I will also go here to the show overlays, remove floor, X, Y, and text info. I don't need it. Let's go to terrain mixer. I can press this. Then right away I can go to the render and select GPU compute. And now I can add terrain mixer workspaces, terrain mixer wool material, and fix clipping distance. Okay, I will move to the terrain mixer viewport, select terrain. I have all these properties here. One other thing I will do, I will go to the filter, and okay, I already have this enabled. This is what I need. And now I'll just close some of these collections so it's easier for me to see what's going on. Once again, if I select the terrain, I will have these modifiers visible, and at the moment I'll just pin them so they can stay here, so I can open them as I wish. I will join this down. Let's enable the rendered shading, and here it is. Right away you can see that we have this thing here. It is the new thing, and it actually does the same as this age mix 1 2 3 4. So if I would go here and enable the input controllers and move this one, but we won't talk much about input controllers now. What we're gonna talk about is the updated texture control modifier. Not much has happened here. I have only organized it a bit better. So this section from snow downwards has a bunch of new names. So it's easier for you to understand what is going on. I'll first go to these last three nodes. Last three sliders that have mask geo custom in their name. So if you hover over this slider, it will say first enable mask geo custom modifier. So let's do that. And now if we go down, any change that we make will be related to this mask geo custom modifier influence. And mask geo custom modifier objects are located in this directory or this collection. So if I open this and enable the sphere, you see it here, and I know already that the sphere is the one selected here. So I can change this to, I don't know, this plane. So I can hide this one and show this one, and there you have it. We also have this mask geo curve, but I won't play with it now, so let's hide this. Now if we go down to these last three sliders in the texture control modifier, you can see that whatever we do with them is related to this mask. If you don't want to have the effect on the terrain itself, if you don't want to change the shape of your terrain, you can go to the shader. You can go here. You can bypass or just mute this node here, and of course then you won't have snow either, so forget what I said. You can just bypass it like this, and then the mask has no effect on the terrain itself, but it has effect on the terrain texture. So I will disable this now. Since we already started talking about the texturing part, and a bunch of things has been updated related to texturing, so if I go here on the right, and if I go all the way up here, you will see new section. It says Material Mask Oven. Let's just close this. Everything that I do here, for example with snow, will be also visible here on this snow mask. So let's select this output, and let's do some changes again. It is also reflected in this mask preview, and you have this snow mask also in red. You have the grass mask also in green. Then you also have rock mask in blue. And what this means that you can now render or bake the masks so you can use them elsewhere, for example in Unreal Engine or Unity or wherever you create games or videos or whatever. So this is very useful. So for example, if I would open the end panel and then go to Terrain Mixer, press 0 to go to camera view, and then enter baking mode. If we render this, we would get this mask. So let's actually do it. Let me just change the resolution and maybe 10 samples. So bake. So here's your mask. Okay, that's related to texturing and masking. And now I also want to show you something else, and that's the new tool added to Terrain Mixer. So let's go back here and select the material output and also exit baking mode. Okay, so if I go here and close this and go all the way down, I will first hide the terrain and also I will hide the inputs. Let's hide all this here. We don't need it. And if I go to this collection called Terramel Lite and enable it, I can see some objects available here. And let me also go to the solid shading. So this tool here, or this terrain, obviously, is intended for you to either build stylized terrains fast or to generate new simplified height maps that you can use as one of the inputs for your terrain mixer creations. In a sense that with this you can work a lot faster of creating semi-complex shapes. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I select this object and I unpin this, I will see some sliders here that are controlling the appearance of this terrain. And before I continue, if we go to the viewport shading rendered, you will see that this looks like a height map. And that's on purpose. So if I do this and go to the shader editor, you will see the setup for this material. So these green values, I just added them here so you can change them as you wish. So for example, depending on what you want to do. And of course, you can just bake it by going to the baking mode, just as we did a few minutes ago. So how does this work? If I go to the geometry nodes editor, you can see that this rather big node is actually exposed here, or the values of these big nodes are exposed here. To be honest, I prefer working inside this geometry nodes workspace, and so what I would do usually, I would just drag this here and cut it, and I would do my changes here, because for me it makes a lot more sense. But since I already did this, just let me explain how this works. So this is the terrain base, what you see, this rectangular shape or the grid, And then we have two activators, which are actually curves. So here's one. It's easier to see it like this, or this one. So let's go back here. And if we preview the menus and the sliders that we have here, you will understand right away what's going on. So we have two inputs or two activators. Their controls or their values can be found in this second half of this modifier list. So here you can decide if you want to affect the height or depth of your terrain, like so. You can also soften this edge. You see this? Now if I soften it. And the same is true for this activator too. And here are the sliders that affect it. You can also play with these primary forms and secondary forms. So really fast, this is what I do. We have a few types. You can change the scale. You can also play with the secondary forms and also change the scale. If you want more details, what you can do is go to that geometry nodes setup and add more subdivisions, but be careful because things can get really heavy. So you see, we already have a lot more details. You can also add the details by enabling this surface detail switch. You see, let's add another subdivision level. And now you see how these details pop out. So when you're happy with your final design, you can bake it out and use it as one of the inputs for the terrain mixer. And that's about it. I hope you'll have fun playing with this as much as I did. So yeah, if you have any questions, please join our Discord. And yeah.